Hello everyone, can you guys hear me? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Hi Andre. So SPY really looks good. SPY already crossed historic 400. Clearly bullish. Hi. Can you guys hear me now? Awesome. Okay. So SPY looks good. It's really bullish. But it's not giving a clean move. It's a slow mover. But if you look at it, uh, overall, clearly uptrending, but some of the tech stocks are really selling off in the last few weeks. So if you look at the QQQ, it's still trying to bounce back. There's an important level, 330, 326, but looks good because SPY is showing the strength, uh, and Nasdaq also recovered from bottom a bit much, so now it may have a continuation play. So overall, I mean, market is really positive, looking's really good. So since market today again gapping up, uh, only crude oil and gases are down today, but if Dow, S&P, Nasdaq all are zero point 0.5, uh, zero point 0.5, 0.7 percentage up. Yield is also not going up now as for a time being. So market is already is positive. So if you look at the gap up stocks today, what I have, I do not have that many gap ups with the high volume. I have only four stocks. One is CNK. I never traded CNK. Yeah, Andre, you're right that he's trying to bounce back, and the SPY since having a rally from last few days. So QQQ might gonna if it shows strength over 326 to 330, it may can be a rally day today. So we will see because it's too early to say. Sometimes when they reach to the historic high, it might stay for a day or two, or just come down sharply as well. So, but the data looks very good, so we cannot tell now. But yes, for sure, the Nasdaq is trying to bounce back. So CNK is gapped up, not a clear pattern in the 5 minutes, but gapped up. A nice number of shares, 315,000 shares, but not a clear pattern. Daily also looks good. High is 27.82. From there is making, like a booty shoes, or you can say the cup and handle. So let's take some level, but not a clean move, not a clear volume. But when it moves around $1.2, 1.2, 1.8. So if it's a continuation of day, holding 20 EMA very nicely, so it can give us a good move. Um, can give us a good move for sure. Yeah. So let's 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 take some levels for here. Uh, Clearly, 22 is a good support, and then the yesterday resistance was 2162, which can be our support today. So I think that's the only two level we can mark now. We try to, you know, trade somewhere between these two levels, and we can mark also the high of the pre-market, which is 2223. So looks good. The next one is I have a PLTR. PLTR making a good waves. If we look at the daily, daily is kind of a trying to bounce back from this level, which is 24. But if you look at it, it's really congested. So I don't know. It need a really big push. At this point, PLTR has 1.4 million shares traded. But all shares are traded, you know, 59, 168. Yeah, I mean, it's a good amount of share, every 5 minutes. Uh, it's just that it doesn't going anywhere. It's not moving up. Uh, so, but we can take the levels. It's not that interesting, but for sure, we can take those levels as a bottom. And if we go a little bit here, uh, so this is the same. It is on the same level where the day before yesterday pre-market high. I think that's the reason it was very congested. If you look at it, it's trading in the same pre-market high level. So it has to break this 24. 24 is really a big resistance for PLTR. If you go one day more, yeah, see here, so 23, 24 is touching so many times. So this is really going to be, if it's break over 24, definitely going to be a good play, good long. We can get the momentum here. So we definitely keep an eye, and we can try to uh, trade over 24. Uh, it can give us a good momentum. So I like that. We just might mark it for the breakup trade, breakout trade. If it's gonna break up, it's gonna be a good, very good trade. So PLTR looks good. Uh, SKLZ. So SKLZ, uh, it is making a bearish. I think it's a new IPO. Yeah, and it's almost covering the way it has started. So usually when IPO touch the opening ranges, it sometimes is really bounce back really hard. Uh, so we can keep that level as a 2050, and we can mark. I think 2050 is really going to be a good run up. Pre-market high we have a 1970, and this was the 8 o'clock support, which is the 1950. So I think we have a chance to play well on this. And this is the Reddit stock as well. I think this is a gaming corporation which is monetized, online gaming. So it has good sentiments. We will see around. I think this could be a good bounce because of the recent IPO and touching the low of their opening few days. So we can mark it a secondary right now. It doesn't have that much momentum, but definitely we can keep an eye on that. So for sure, SKLZ, secondary, PLTR, and also CNK is secondary. So far we have only find PLTR. Then I have a plug. For plug, what is doing the plug? So plug is also within the last 2 days range, uh, and then they have a resistance over 38, and then this resistance is 37. So very congested area. Uh, for plug to move up is really need a strength. It's need a volume, very high volume. What is the ROI now? Relative volume is very less. It's only 0.12. So I don't think so. It's gonna break. It's maybe just a fake break gap up. Uh, Relative volume is only 0.12. So I don't know. I would just put the secondary at this point. It's nothing very interesting, anything here. Then I have an XPAV. So XPAV is trying to bounce back up, is in the yesterday Friday range, in the middle of the Friday range. Uh, though it gapped up, but is in the middle of yesterday and in the week before range. So I don't know. I don't like it. Uh, these kind of a stock doesn't give you a clean move. Let's see what is in the gap. I also see the QS. Let's see the QS. Okay. Similarly, see here, I mean, all stocks are like this. So see, QS and the XPAV, there's nothing different. There's also uh, Friday range, gapped up, close gap down, and now is in the middle of the yesterday range. Who knows that it's going to continue in gap up or it's going to continue towards down. So hard to say, or maybe just still go sideways. So we do not have any edge here on the QS as well. So let's look at the gap down stocks. I have only have a game stock which fits to my criteria. Let's look at the Mara. That's true, Andre. I don't even like the plug. Plug is like, fake ones. They just gapped up and then chop you out. Uh, let's look at the Mara. So Mara made the doji on the Friday, and I was thinking it's gonna gap down today, but at this point, at this time, the Mara uh, is gapping up. Look at the NNOX. NOx, yes, NOx was. I was looking at the pre-market. Uh, you know, I was trying to go long at the 64 at this time when it was, at this point when it was uh, here. So when it's touched the 63, when it was the time when it's touched the 63, I think I need to see a 1 minute chart. So at 7 o'clock, I woke up and I saw this one is gap going down at 63, and I thought, why don't I go long at 64? And then I just got busy in doing something, and by the time when I looked at it again, it was already on the 70. So this was so funny. And now it is coming back down. Uh, Whatever it started at 7 o'clock range is going back down. But definitely we can keep an eye. Is not like a normal gapped up, is over 50% gapped up. So when these kind of stocks which are gapping up that much and which has a float less than 50 million, it is easily to manipulate and easy to go in a one side. So we definitely keep an eye. Right now, we clearly see a support at 65. we will see another support at 67, which is already broke now, and the next support, which was the resistance before here at the 65.34. I think that we can mark here. But if we go to some time back on this level, uh, right now it's trading. So if you see here, there is a 69. These are the area of the resistance in the past. So now, and if you see that the pre-market high is exactly touching the topping of January 21 uh, resistance. So definitely we can mark this level is respecting that. Okay. So we can mark those levels. We'll see how does it play on the upside. And for the support, we can mark pre-market low at this point, this and this. So we mark certain levels. I will see now how does it go now. So if you look at it now, uh, so there is definitely because multi-point mover, so you won't able to see uh, point. But now if you look at it, we clearly have a support at 64, which is also the pre-market low. We have another resistance which is on 67. So first clear channel we have between the 64 to 67. So don't go long on the first attempt over 67. Don't go short on less than 64. You're gonna chopped out. We need to see how does it play in the ranges, and then maybe we play a support and resistance game on this here. Yeah, it's a short float on NNOX is, let me see the short float. Uh, is 33. 5%. I think not much. Short float is not much. It's just that this is a short, share float is a very small market cap, is only 45 million shares. So 45 million shares is easy to buy, short number of market participants can manipulate. We'd appreciate if you guys give me a thumbs up. I see many individuals have joined. You can participate by putting your comments, and also you can give a thumbs up. Would really appreciate. Yeah, so Louis, this short float is not that much. It's just the shares float is very small, so it is easy to manipulate. The other one I've traded on Friday, which is the CHPT. CHPT looks good today, is gapping up continuously. If you see the last 4 days, it's just gapping up and up. And right now, it is going above the IPO price. So definitely, we can keep an eye. But just keep an eye that it's sometime it's really jump very quickly. So if you look at it, I will show you. So if it doesn't work in your direction, just quickly comes out. So if you look at it, look at this bar is almost $1.5, and it just moved very quickly. And I basically played on Friday the short. I shorted here, the break of 29. Uh, I think what is that? Let me see the five. This is 5 minutes, right? I played on the 1 minute. It was not on the. I just wanted to show you something that how bad it can be. Yeah, I shorted it basically here. So you see here, it tried to went back up, came down, made the bear flag. I basically entered uh, some size on the break of 30 here, and then I added here. And the moment I added, you look at this drop. That's what I'm saying, that it has a tendency to quickly go up, quickly come down. Look at this. It's almost $1.25 range. Here is also almost $1 range. So it can be a good trade, but if it doesn't going into your favor, just quickly come out. Don't stay long on this. It can, chop you around because of the look at the size of the bars. It can go in either direction. So right now it is gapping up, clearly waving. If you look at it, uptrending. Um, so CHPT looks good. Look at this, how the good this is making a cup and handle here. So definitely 31.93. We can mark the level. We can mark the resistance here and the pre-market high as a resistance. Beginning of the day. Uh, yeah, and then also this is the, I mean, good resistance as well, which is going to be a support. So we'll play on this. I think CHPT looks good, is a good volume. Right now, the volume is almost 500 shares, 500,000 shares. And look at the how good forming candles it is making. So CHPT looks good too. Do you guys have anything else? Yeah, let's look at the VISC as well. Right now, VISC is flat. Mm, no good volume, making a bear flag on a daily. But I'm just thinking that if it's go over 48, 46, it might squeeze a bit because it came down almost 56% from the high, and also the short float is 18%. So definitely keep an eye uh, as a secondary list. Similarly, GXX is also making a bear flag. Uh, Not good, great volume at this point, nearly flat, but if it's break 39, it might give us the uh, bounce back. Uh, let's look at the Tesla. I've been a long time I didn't trade it. Tesla is definitely trying to break out of a 700 range, but it's just like gonna be a Nasdaq. Uh, that is trying to break out. Let's see how strong is the Nasdaq is. Yesterday also on Friday when it gapped up, it lost on Thursday when it gapped up, it lost all the uh, the profits. So so I don't know that whether today is going to continue. Definitely is above the moving averages, looking very strong. Uh, But if you look at the, not a clear momentum, it's a very small candle. Definitely gapped up, but no pressure towards going up. There's no pressure to come down. I think it may take some time to get a direction in the morning. NVTA, if you look at NVTA, is just like a Tesla we just saw, right? It's trying to break out the same range. Friday, Thursday, it gapped up, but then it lost the. So on Thursday, it didn't gapped up, but it moved up and then closed flat at the open. Um, but definitely, you're right that if it's break 44, uh, if you like playing breakout trades, it's really looking good. Is also gapping up today. Right now at 43, uh, and 43.55 is the high of the pre-market. So definitely you can start buying it, you know, close to the pre-market high and hoping to break out at the 44. Snow, snow is really hard to play. I mean, I love, few months ago I used to play, but it's, you know, it only going to play once in a while very well, but to know when it's going to be is very hard. Other times it's just too spready and too jumpy from one price to other. And if you want to play with a very small size. Uh, right now on the daily, you're right, is again trying to break the 244, and I think is most everything is like Nasdaq is trying to break certain area. If you look at it, Nasdaq as well. So it's all going to depend on the Nasdaq. If Nasdaq gonna break, if you look at it, see Nasdaq is already started breaking. Now we just need to see that what are the stocks are getting impacted. So Nasdaq has broke this level, which is interesting now. We just need to see that does it continue the momentum after the market opens. And if it's continue the momentum after market opens, it might take every all the stocks up as well. AG, we just saw the Tesla is moving up, gapped up, but doesn't have a momentum. Uh, if you look at the size of the candle, you know, it's just sideways. After gapping up, it's not showed any movement. This is a channel between 713 to 718. It's only $5 range for Tesla. It's really not that great, right? We need a big push either direction, and I don't know at this point that does the Tesla have any direction at this point or no. And guys, anything else you guys want to look at it? Otherwise, definitely I can keep. Uh, so far, we find the PLTR, CHPD, uh, NOx, SKLZ, CNR, VISC. I'm going to watch this and I will see if I find anything else at this point. But to be very honest, there's nothing very exciting or very interesting. It's all within a smaller range. I just saw this CCIV. Let's see the CCIV. CCIV is gapping up uh, almost 3% with a good volume, making a nice waves. Uh, so if you remember, it was in the play in the last month. It went up to the 60. It came down all the way now to 22. Now it's getting a support at 20. Uh, above the moving averages. Uh, and then the CCIV has a short ratio is almost 0.26 and the 8% float. So 9% is a short float, not too much as a short float, uh, but we can say that it have a possibility to have a quick bounce back or give the momentum. Uh, but yeah, you're right. I think not CNR, CNK, CNK. And but yeah, we can keep this on the watch too because this is a Reddit play. If it bounce back, uh, and we might get a momentum on the on the pre-market ranges. So let me just mark those as well. ACAD. Okay, let me check ACAD. So ACAD, it's really downtrending. Wow. So it came from 55 to the 46, and now again is gapping down. So I mean, looks good. I mean, volume wise is also nice. So for ACAD, almost 16% down, 544,000 shares. I mean, looks good. This is the resistance we can mark, $21. Support is 2040. The next resistance was at 21. Let's see, how far it continues, and uh, definitely we can play short this, but just make sure that doesn't let go mm, too much far on on the upside, because this is really gapping down. I don't know what industry is a pharmaceutical. So I mean, yeah, I mean, pharmaceuticals are usually uh, can be spready in the beginning or can be jumpy. What is a share float? Oh, market cap is 4 billion. So not too big, okay? Uh, but still the big. 4 billion is a good number of shares, market cap. So for sure, I think this could be a nice play. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Andre. Yeah, ACAD looks good. Okay then, we'll see you. Have a great green week and a nice day, and we can chat tomorrow morning then.